Good morning, students. Today, I, Sujata, here for 9th standard. We are going to start our chapter number 15, second term syllabus, that is comparison of adjectives. What is basically comparison of adjective? Here we compare the qualities. So there are 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives. First is positive, second is comparative degree, third is superlative degree. Comparative degree used to compare higher and then other. In positive degree, we use simple form of adjective in which used when no comparison is intended as. Like Aruna is a clever girl. In comparative degree, we compare Aruna with Niti. So, Aruna is cleverer than Niti. In superlative degree, that denotes the highest quality. It is used when more than 2 nouns are compared. The definite article, the, is used before an adjective in the superlative degree. For an example, Aruna is the cleverest girl in the class. In the first, there is another way which can compare noun. Instead of saying Aruna is cleverer than Niti, we can say Niti is less clever than Aruna. In superlative, most is sometimes used where there is no idea of comparison. So, for an example, it was a most elegant speech. The formation of comparative and superlative degrees. Like first is positive small, comparative used with ER smaller, and superlative used adding EST, that is smallest. Kind, kinder, kindest. Some are the degrees ends with E that needs to add R only, and in the superlative it ends ST, like brave, braver, wise, wiser. And here it is wisest and bravest. The degree ends with Y preceded by a constant IER, that is happy, happier, and superlative, that is IAST, happiest. Now let's start our next topic, comparatives followed by 2. First is inferior, second superior, then junior, then senior, then prayer. In inferior, she is inferior to Nisha in intelligence. Here we use 2. In superior, our goods are superior to those coming from abroad. Now junior, James is junior to all his brothers. If we use senior, all his cousins are senior to him. And prior, this event took place prior to the First World War. There are some comparatives which end in or, they are followed by 2 as we have discussed. Now the correct use of some adjectives, later, latter, latest and last. Later and latest refer to the time, and latter and last refers to the position. As we can see the example, Anita arrived later than I expected. It shows the time. And we have not heard the latest news. Again, it is the time which is currently running on. The latter chapters are very short. The last chapter is very interesting. It shows position. Then we have elder, older, eldest and oldest. Elder and eldest used for persons, for comparing, not the things. And older and oldest used for both of the things, like for the person and things. For an example, John is my elder brother and she is not my eldest sister. He is older than my sister. This is the oldest temple in Goa. The next point is farther and further. Farther means to show distant or advanced, and further means additional. Kolkata is farther from the equator than Colombo. It is showing distance on the map, and I must have a reply without further delay. So there should be no delay. That is an additional. Nearest and next. Nearest denotes distance and next denotes position. Nearest means near to this one, and next from first to second and second to third. Mumbai is the port nearest to Kochi, and here my friend lives in the next house. Now we have degrees of comparison. First, positive degree. In positive degree, if we are comparing two person or thing are said to be equal in respect of some qualities, we use positive degree of comparison with as. Like, Sham is as nice as his brother. So, in positive degree, we don't compare by using another degrees like wise, wiser, wisest, clever, clever, cleverest. So, we use as, clever, as. Comparative degree, in which we use than, of in this way. For an example, Amar is wiser than Seema, and here Amar is wiser of the two. And if we want to compare two person or things, we must use word other. Exclude the former as. Ashoka was wiser than any other king. Okay? We must not say Ashoka was wiser than any king. Then we have superlative degree. That in this, when we compare all the person and things, we use the, of. This boy is the most intelligent of all. So of to compare, and this is the highest degree we need to write. Okay? This is part 2 of your chapter 15. In this part, we are going to discuss interchange of degrees of comparison. How the comparison change. Like no other metal is as valuable as gold. So this is positive. As I told you, as now as we can use for positive also. Gold is more valuable, means we are comparing than any other metal. Gold is the most valuable of all the metals. Of we use and the most we use. That is superlative. One more example we'll do. We have never seen so beautiful a city as Bengaluru. That is positive. Bangalore is more beautiful than any other city that we have ever seen. That is comparative. And in the superlative, we use the and that Bengaluru is the most beautiful city that we have ever seen. Okay, so this is the assignment I have solved. So discussing some of the sentences with you, and you have to solve this one. Okay, where they had given you hint, you are going to use hotter instead of hot. It means you have to write the sentence in a comparative form. Here, the begin sentence that is given, you have to complete this exercise. Okay, before that, we are going to finish that. See, so this stone is less heavy than that. It means this is a comparative sentence and we have converted in positive. This stone is not as heavy as that. Mount K2 is less high than Mount Everest. Mount Everest is higher. It is in comparative than Mount K2. I am as strong as he is. Now this sentence is in a positive. I am not stronger than him. So this is the exercise I have solved for you, all of you students. So please solve this exercise. This is all about this chapter, and go through with this chapter carefully, chapter number 15. Thank you. Have a good day.